Hello, dear tarot lovelies. This is Shawnee from tarotmore.com, and this is my demonstration of my Don't Be a Turkey spread. And this is all inspired by Thanksgiving, and which not everyone celebrates, but if you are in the US. And this is actually, it's not limited to Thanksgiving, but basically this spread will tell you how not to be a lame ass. And this isn't so much based on what other people think of you, if you're just being yourself, but this is more of how can I be the best version of myself and how to show up in your life in the present moment. Also, with the holidays and everything, if you're throwing a party, how can you have the best one and make sure it's not a dud, or if you're going to a party, how not to be a lame ass. And so, again, this is all inspired by Thanksgiving, but it's certainly not limited to Thanksgiving. I know I'm repeating myself here. And this is actually, we have this tradition in the US, and some of you may have done it, of making handprint turkeys. And we do this in elementary school. So we take our hand, and so we have the 4 feathers, and then the thumb becomes the head. So when you make a little handprint, and then you decorate it and make a little turkey. And so that's what inspired the shape of the spread. You have like what would be the feathers, and then one for the head or a 5th feather. And this actually is going to serve a little bit as a reading for us as well, but I'm not going to spend too much time on each card because it really is more of a demonstration, but this is just kind of the Cliff Notes version. It's just a general, here are some things to keep in mind. Now, if you have any interpretations or impressions or insights you would like to add, feel free to leave that in the comments below. And the deck I will be using for this demonstration / mini reading, if you will, is the Fairytale Oracle from Nicole Feltovic. And I will be posting a full review and a video of my initial impressions of this deck a little bit later on. So to get to this first card and to walk you through the spread, this first card is called the Ham. And this is the faux pas of Thanksgiving. To serve ham instead of turkey is kind of a holiday faux pas. And so this is the thing or the type of personality that sees us as a ham, quote unquote. That sees you kind of lame and hokey. And this is the person or type of thing you do not want to be. And so for this first card, I drew Maleficent. And Maleficent here is as a dragon. And so the biggest thing is this: she is all on the defensive and like, just spewing out fire and whatnot. So the message here is she's being very defensive and protective. So if you kind of come in with this personality type, or if you're this type of person, you're going to be kind of seen as a ham or hokey, so this is kind of a reminder, it's okay to be open to ideas. And if you feel a little bit threatened, don't release your inner dragon. Just kind of like, okay, roll with it. You still want to protect yourself and, defend yourself when necessary. Just don't go crazy. Otherwise, people are going to be like, dude, what's your problem? And you'll be all lame. So this next card is called The Cheese Stands Alone. And this is the one thing for sure that will have people avoiding you, like, well, you cut the cheese, like you farted, if you want people to clear the room. And here we have Nala. And now Nala, her name, it says on the back here, I'm not going to read the full thing, look beyond your limitations. And her name means successful. So for her, this is kind of like what is going to have you stand alone is kind of, if you have that, kind of, for some reason when I see her expression, it's the oh shit moment. You're like, oh shit, I can't do this. I'm scared. I don't know. I can't do all this. Blah, 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 blah. So when you're running around, and especially like with today being, Thanksgiving or Christmas preparations, everybody's shopping on Black Friday, you're like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. No one's going to want to be around you, especially if you're all defensive about it, like Maleficent. Again, that's kind of the warning here, is just like, look beyond your limitations. If you think, oh, I can't, no one's going to want to be around you. Everyone's going to be like, I'm scared. So again, this is the cheese stands alone, So with Nala, she's strong and she's supportive, and she helps Simba, and Simba becomes her mate. So just kind of remember, keep those qualities in mind. You really do have that strength within you. And this next card is referred to as the Gobbler. And the Gobbler is all about the things or traits that see you in excess. And this is the things to kind of either avoid or not indulge too much in, especially with Thanksgiving and Christmas. You really eat a lot. And while that's okay, you might not want to do it, say, for the entire month. So the glass slipper, and my impressions with this card, this is actually Cinderella at the ball. And what's interesting, this is the Fool, like the Fool from Tarot, showing up with her missing glass slipper. So there's two things with this card about not indulging too much. The Fool can be about speaking the truth, and it referred to that on the back. And so one thing is, don't be too blunt. It's okay to be honest and share and everything else, but you definitely kind of want to bite your tongue a little bit. You don't want to be too harsh. So that's one thing. Also, the other thing with this, the Fool shows up. Oh yes, someone is going to save me, and I will be rescued, and oh yay, you had the glass slipper. Don't expect that, or demand that. Yes, there will be people around who will help and support you, but, just be open to receiving help, but also know that you can rely on yourself as well. And that this doesn't mean that there won't be anyone available, but for sure, don't always rely someone's going to magically show up and save the day. It's not going to always work like that, but there are those people available. So moving on to the next card, I call this one the Gravy. And this is how to get that something extra and make the magic happen. And those are my notes. That's the flipping of the page. So for this card, we have the White Rabbit. And the White Rabbit is all about hurrying around, and he's like, I don't have the time, I'm after Alice, and running around like a chicken with the head cut off. So this card is basically telling us just to chill. Don't be so stressed. And I know I've been feeling this way. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And especially with the holidays and getting all the preparations together and doing all your Christmas shopping, and it's like, we're doing a lot of sound effects in this reading and demonstration, but it's more fun. So yeah, this card is just basically telling you to relax, just calm down. Don't worry about the time. You have plenty of time. You don't have to do all your Christmas shopping before December sort of thing. It's like, if you have to send gifts, go ahead and do that, but you can also do some things in December or certain preparations and whatnot. So this is also just in life in general. I feel like, he seems very shrewd and kind of bitter. Now that I look at his face for a minute, he's also kind of happy, but he's like very time. Definitely take time for yourself. And I need this reminder as well. And just kind of pay attention to the things around you and stuff. Alice is kind of obscured and hidden here. Take time to enjoy the people around you and just relax. And this last card This is the final message on how not to be a turkey. And this is like what is the one most important thing to stay sane and content and ultimately not be a turkey. And if you would like, you can think of this as a message from your guides or your inner/higher self, or just the universe in general, but it's kind of that last message. And here we have the rainbow. It says on the back, surrender. And this is actually, if you can see this here, this is Dorothy. And she's kind of returning back to the real world and ascending. And the one vibe the one impression that I got with this, with the masks and how they're broken, is kind of take the good with the bad and transcend beyond that and really reach for the things that will have you enlightened and feel happy and find balance in your life. And just know we aren't limited to just the drama or the happiness. You know, we'll experience both, especially with this time of year, but we can really go beyond that and find that jubilation within ourselves and find contentment. So again, this is the final message. And so you can see the spread here, all the cards. I think that's about it. Again, if you have any insights or anything more you would like to add, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And this has been my demonstration of a Don't Be a Turkey spread and your little reading. Again, I am Shawnee from tarotmore.com, and thanks for watching. Also, if you would like a written description of this spread, there will be a link in this video right now, in front of my hand, and also there will be a link in the description, so feel free to click on either one of those. Okay, bye. Gobble gobble.